Let's take you live now to Ekurhuleni, where the council sitting is currently underway, and earlier the AG's report was also tabled in council. Let's get the latest now. We cross live to SABC News Reporter MbalenhleMthethwa, who's been tracking the story for us. Mbalenhle, I do understand that the council sitting is currently on a break, but the Democratic Alliance, I understand, walking out. What was the reason?
Certainly. Now, how the day started was we were initially supposed to be here for the resumption of that council meeting that was disrupted. You will remember the clashes that played out on this very show. Now, unfortunately, when we came in today, that was not the case. There wasn't a resumption or an immediate resumption of that no confidence motion. However, there were conversations inside council about whether or not to bring forward an extraordinary council meeting, which was intended for the purposes of tabling the Auditor General's report. They then left it to a vote where 98 of the councillors voted in favour of bringing forward that extraordinary council meeting, and 99 voted in favour, 98 voted against, and there was one abstention. It was a very close call. The DA after that decided to walk out, saying that the party would not be part of an illegal council meeting, saying that the rules go against moving around council meetings, while the speaker is allowed to move items on the agenda. However, the rules do not allow for a council meeting to be moved around, and we saw them walking out, and we spoke to them briefly, and they said that they were walking out because they don't want to be a part or associated with an illegal sitting, and that should there be any decisions that are going to affect the residents that are unlawful, they are going to then take the matter forward, and that's what they've said so far.
Now, Mbalenhle, when it comes to this particular AG's report, I mean, it's yet another critical aspect of this particular sitting. What were some of the highlights in terms of the findings?
Well, you will remember that the city of Ekurhuleni has enjoyed clean audits for 3 executive years, and this year it seems as though they were not quite as lucky. They received an unqualified audit opinion from the Auditor General. You will remember that this has been long, South Africans rather have been waiting for quite some time for the tabling of this audit report. You will remember earlier this year, those financial statements which were intended to be handed over to the Office of the Auditor General within a prescribed time were not handed over within that time due to a dispute that was raised by the city of Ekurhuleni. But we then learned last week that the city of Ekurhuleni had the audit findings or the report in its possession, and that they were still deliberating on the contents of that report and were going to table it in due course, and that's what we saw happening today. Now, some of the issues that were raised by the Auditor General is the issue of contract management, as well as the bid adjudication specs, and the committee and the city manager saying that they are going to try and train those who sit in these committees and ensure that those who are there are qualified and are able to follow all the processes that are in line with the law and the Municipal Management Financial Act. We also heard the city manager saying that there were also concerns about safety, the qualifications of the safety managers, saying that they are also going to need to address that, saying that this is a slight regression. However, it is not quite as bad as some South Africans would have expected it to be.
Now, when it comes into, the other part of this council sitting, the motion of no confidence that has been much talked about, is that still likely to happen tonight, or are we likely to see a bit more of what we saw in recent times?
Well, we certainly hope that the vote of no confidence will continue uninterrupted this time around. We have been on an adjournment since 3 p.m. this afternoon, and we are still waiting for the resumption of that council meeting that took place on the other day. And we are expecting councillors to come back inside and make that vote, and which will see the mayor, Sivuyile Ngotwana, possibly being removed or staying in his position. Now, you will remember that motion of no confidence was brought by Action SA, and it was then edited or amended by the ANC councillors. But one thing that I need to go back to with regards to the audit findings, the EFF has also commented on the outcome of the audit findings, and they are saying that many of the concerns that were raised by the Auditor General are concerns that happened under the multi-party coalition. And when we spoke to the DA about any adverse findings from the Auditor General and the financial standing of the city of Ekurhuleni, they said that they would take responsibility where there's a need to take responsibility. However, they are open and they are available for any investigations should a need arise for any investigations to then take place. But the biggest concerns are around the awarding of contracting and contract management and so on. But we are standing by. I'm just going to step out of the shot as I wrap, and I'm just going to show you what's happening behind me. And it is empty. As you can see, the seat of the speaker is empty, and the council members have not returned inside council, and we continue to wait for that no confidence motion, with the hope that we will not see a repeat of what transpired the last time we were here, where we saw clashes between council members. It's back to you in studio, Bongiwe.
All right, that's our SABC News reporter, MbalenhleMthethwa.